What's up, guys? Today I'm going to be finishing up Hazaroth from my last video, and I'm just going to jump right into it. So we're starting off with a little bit of that blood tracker brown from the last video. He has a little leather piece right here on his belt. So I'm just going to base coat this up really quickly. It's going to take a layer or two. And all I did to get this highlight color is mix in a little bit of the cold gray with the blood tracker brown. So we're just gonna do a little edge highlight and then come in and do a little bit of like scratches and stuff on the main part of the belt. Alright, so after the belt, we're moving into these little gems that he has all over his armor. So I'm going to be painting these yellow like the box art. And I'm just starting off with a base coat of Fire Dragon Bright from Citadel. And this is just because yellow is such a difficult color to paint over black. We're just starting with this orange color first. So after we base coat all the gems with that orange color, we're moving into our first actual yellow color. This is another Citadel paint called Uriel Yellow, and we're doing really thin layers because it's going to take a lot to reach full opacity. So we're just going to keep layering that up, do 2 or 3 layers of this color. And now we're moving into our last color. This is going to be really our main color. This is Flash Gets Yellow from Citadel. And we're just going to do another couple layers of this. For the finishing touches on the yellow, we're just going to put a little touch of white in the top left corner of each one of these gems. Next, we're moving into the fur that he's wearing on his back. And to get the color that I'm base coating with, I mixed in some of the Shiloh Lilac and a little bit of the cold gray from the last video. And I'm just base coating the whole area with this color. And it's okay if you leave a little bit of the black primer showing in just the deepest areas. I'll just add a little bit of shadows. And I wanted to keep this area of the model pretty simple so that it doesn't distract too much from the rest of the model, because it's kind of busy with all the NMM going on. So you'll see it's really just a base coat with this color, and then we go right into highlighting. And I'm just using the Shiloh Lilac straight up for the highlights. So if you guys are anything like me, when you're painting your models, you're holding the model with your hands. And I found that after painting this step, I was rubbing the paint off with my hands a lot. So I had to go back and repaint this afterwards. So I would highly recommend, maybe in between steps here, to just put on a little layer of whatever matte varnish you like to use. Personally, I just use the brush on Vallejo kind, but you can use whichever version you like. I've also tried the Tester's dull coat varnish, and that one works out really good too if you want a spray. Okay, so now I'm moving into painting his hair and face. And this is another good example of just using the paints that I already have on the palette. So I'm starting off with a base coat of the Vallejo Game Color Night Blue. And this color is just barely blue. It's almost black. And I'm just base coating all of the hair and all of the skin with this color. This is just so that there's no black showing through. And for the first highlight color, I mixed in just a tiny touch of night blue with our cold gray, and we're gonna do the first highlight with this color. So now moving on to his face, I'm starting off with that same color that we used for the highlight on the hair, and I'm just base coating all of the areas of the face that are raised and leaving the deeper recesses that dark blue color that we base coated it with. Now, for the next step, you'll notice that his face looks a little warmer, and that's because I forgot to press record when I painted that step. But all I did was mix into that same mixture of cold gray and night blue, a little bit of the pale yellow that we used in the gold for the last video. So once again, we're just using the same colors that we already have and just mixing in different ratios to get a different look to the same colors. Once again, I forgot to press record while I was painting the eyes here, but here is the finished model. I finished up all of the armor and the weapon using the same recipe from the previous video, and if you haven't watched the first video, go ahead and check that out now. And if you've enjoyed these videos so far, don't forget to like and subscribe.